could do is put a tiny little midget docking clamp on it, or docking port on it, which is in utility. Yeah, the Clampatron Junior is what we're looking for. Clampatron Senior. I do enjoy this game's sense of humor as well. We put a Clampatron. I don't know if this will work. It might. Okay. No, actually, that would. Well. Okay, we're getting a little too complicated here. I just want to do another satellite. This should do it without leaving any mess in it, maybe? Because there aren't any small separator parts. Actually, wait. Stack separator. Well, then what's that? Oh, that's a stack decoupler. Oh, that's actually what we want, yeah. So yeah, that's literally the exact thing we want. Okay. So that should be fully capable of getting into space. It doesn't need to cart around the science lab, so it can be extra teeny tiny. We can deploy the ion engine, which I think is really ultra cool. This is an unnecessarily huge rocket for this. We do need to confirm one thing though. Decouple, and then which? Okay, now we're controlling from the probe. I guess we can just wobble it over, right? Does that count as a piece of debris? Why is it staying stable? Oh, it's... That's weird. It should be able to separate. Well, I know one solution to that. Actually... That'll do it. Right? What is going on? Have I just ruined everything? Apparently, yeah, we're not controlling anything anymore. Welp. Revert to launch. Let's try that again. I think that could have... I think both sides were really at fault here. I'm sure Barack Obama did something just as bad. Okay, step one, decouple that. Step two, yeah, they share the staging, kinda. That should do it, yeah, there we go. I gave it a bit of tilt this time. Now see, what's wrong? Is this obstructed? Oh no, it's just the weakest thing ever. It's literally so weak. This thing did detach, right? It is gonna pop off, right? I sure hope it does, because we got no fucking control anymore. In our attempts to over-engineer something, we may have failed. Okay, well there's a simple solution to this. Okay, the test flight went pretty well. And yeah, I do test flights now to make sure things didn't go too bad. I did discover one small thing. The stack separator leaves a tiny piece of debris in orbit, whereas I'm pretty sure the stack decoupler, the explosive one, stays behind on what was decoupled. If I'm wrong, then oh well, but we can at least try that. Otherwise, things went pretty well for the satellite. I mean, you know, this part, you know, it's not rated for survivability for re-entry, but re-entry effects, as you can see, are still not in yet. I'm kind of glad they're not. I think that would increase the challenge based on what the game is right now. Let's put it down in the ocean if we can. Probably can't. It's like we just missed it. So yeah. Alright, we're about ready to lift this thing off for real with a few minor tweaks to the design. And of course we can save the asparagus lifter we made as a subassembly and then use it in future launches, which will make things a bit less headache-y. So let's load up the... Oh, there's more. Please tell me everything is staged properly. Yes. Okay, so staging this thing is not fun, but I did confirm that it was all staged properly. The only thing left is winglets that move. We don't even need solid fuel boosters on this one, although I'm a little sad at that because solid fuel boosters are so much fun. We'll lay off that for now. I want the movable winglets. Aerodynamic tail. What I want is a... Okay, movable pivots. That's good. Yeah, all I need from you... Put it right here, and these will... They'll be heavy, but they should increase the stability. This thing doesn't really need space tape or anything. The other minor tweak we're gonna put onto it is... We'll try and see if this ends up with less pollution in orbit. It should have functionally the same effect. Hopefully. Save that, and let's save it as a subassembly. This is the... standard asparagus lifter. Okie doke. That should have not interfered with the staging at all, so we're gonna rest our hopes on that. And let's do it, the first actual legit liftoff of the space program. I'm already going to this with a more positive attitude, which is like the whole point. I mean, you're playing in your sandbox. If people think the career mode works for them, that's fine. That's fine for them. Anyhow, it's going to get a little loud. 7 jet engines, rocket engines, so we fire at once. I really should fix that in the options. This is really cool, though. It's really cool. And we just burn kind of up. I'm practicing new orbital techniques. Let's see, first stage. There we go. You can see the parachutes deploy. You might even be able to see them open before... Nah, probably not. Anyhow, these winglets really do make the difference. Like, the winglets plus the control that we built in is nice. Let's get ourselves reoriented, kinda. And for this one, we're gonna start our gravity turn early, but we're gonna do it gradually, because that seemed to work okay. Like, for instance, when we reach... actually, we'll do it when we reach 300 meters per second, which might take a while. Because it sort of hitches right here, but it recovers right back. Yeah, there we go. We'll start turning over. Keep it on a heading of 90 degrees to stop the orbit going womped. Yeah, there's minor stability issues with this. And that does cause our orbit to become a bit wonked out, but that's not bad to correct. Okay, 90 degrees. Orbit gets a little wonky. I haven't really decided on an orbit for this thing. We could leave it in high orbit. This thing has enough to do it. Also, it looks really cool on it. Completely aside of everything else. Keep it going. Almost ready for separation. Separation is stage separation, not like dance. Whatever. Now it becomes a little harder to control this beastie since all our winglets just popped off. Normally a bad thing in a flight. But anyhow, this is where, yeah, I don't cut my engines like I normally would, because, as someone pointed out, that slows you down a whole bunch. I don't get a perfect orbit out of this, which is a little sad. I'm not really sure why things are wonking. I just know they are. Anyhow, we could go to at least 200,000, probably a bit more. 200,000 is still a low orbit. But yeah, we basically burned all throughout the atmosphere, which means we were less efficient down there. We're more efficient down also, even tempting, but we simply don't have the fuel at the moment. I'll play with you later, Moon. Let's go to 300,000 to 400,000. That'll be decent, I mean... Really, we do what we want at this point. And up here in space, there's less wobble. Yeah, let's go for 300,000 and cut it there. We'll coast a little bit. The atmosphere's not slowing us down quite so much. We can get up there and then do a burn. This is a powerful engine, so we don't have to give it a lot of lead time. Okay. 243, 400. We can even that out as it goes. We don't even really need that, I mean. We can start going a little early, too. I don't really mind. I personally still think this game looks way fucking cool. Well, rocket science in general is really cool. Yeah, just flip over towards the thing that we need to go towards. Okay. Make sure that's not our retrograde marker. It's not. Okay. The display was confusing me a little bit. Make sure we're heading on 90 degrees. Close enough. Okay, yeah. And... let's go! Full burn! Yeah, that slowed us down a bit. We should be okay, though. We're keeping pace with our apoapses, which is a good thing. We will run out of fuel in this booster before we make orbit, but even so... 300,000 meter orbit, not bad. Get ready... and since we're not in orbit yet, that will fall harmlessly to Kerbal and burn up in the atmosphere. Once again, we're given a hoop. We're not polluting. Okay, now we wait for the thing to do the thing where the two switch. Which happens right about... we'll wait for this to get to... that won't get to 300,000. Yeah. Okay, so functionally we've won. We're in orbit. Orbit of the planet. Which used to be a bit of a challenge. I mean, it's your first real challenge in Kerbal Space Program. The flight thing aside, which I never fucking learned how to do properly. Music here is very good. Now if we add a maneuver here, simple slowdown, we want to get... Actually, we want that one to increase slightly. To... Not 290... Not 370. Not 350. Although we could do we can do 350. That way we'll be less likely to mess with anything future we send up. Because I tend to like even numbers better. Okay, so we'll do that maneuver as plotted. And then when we get to the other side, we'll do another maneuver like that. You don't need the maneuver planning for this, but it's kind of handy to know exactly where you'll need to be pointed. Plus, the maneuver planning system is cool now that I know how... Like, at first I didn't even know how the nav ball worked, which those were really confusing days. Estimated burn time, 1 second. We'll see. If we're a little bit off, it won't matter that much, hopefully. Alright, we'll burn it 2 seconds then. Go! Yeah, it was a little off. 350,000. Now, we plot another burn for the other side, and this is just me, you know, being picky. We will... That's, okay, yeah. You do it for the opposite, so this one makes it... What we don't want to do is to make it... What the fuck? Okay. Okay. Also, sometimes the maneuver planning is weird and doesn't do what you think it would do. Oh, I see what's going on. Yeah. Okay, so wait. 384, 347, 344, 372. Whoop! 352. Wait a second. What? That one will still be at 350. Can we get the other one to be 352? Let's see, 365. That's weird. Why is it doing that? Okay, we've wonked it out. I love how when the maneuver gets to a certain amount of complexity, it literally just fucking stops. It's like, okay, fuck this. 365, 348, 360, 354, 338, okay, you know what? It doesn't matter. That works. All these work, really. That one looks the most pretty, so what the fuck ever. Whatever, it's my sandbox, and I want it how I want it. Okay, 3-second burn. We still have plenty to deorbit this thing when the time comes. We'll do it with the moon. One day, fucker. One day, you'll get it. And we'll go at... whenever I feel like. 'Cause this is my story. Go! Get that hedgehog. Good enough. Now that is a lovely orbit. Yeah, I like that. Take that, celestial bodies. Okay, finally! Time to decouple this thing. Detach cable! There we go, yeah, it still does... There we go, yeah. Now the casing won't just go flying off. This satellite is here forever. I should have set some action groups on this thing, but... Beep boop. And this thing will stay here, basically forever, yeah. And, CurbSat 1. That's fine. Science Satellite 1 probe. Oh, if you have a vehicle that's in multiple parts and they break apart, the naming gets kind of funny. Anyhow, this thing will be here forever. Make sure the engine is active. We can deorbit it at any time we choose. But otherwise, it'll just stay here doing science, like... It's hard to tell what any of this means. Huh. But yeah, this would be worth science if we could get it. Well, if... We wouldn't be able to use, like, half these parts. Anyhow, so the other part of this involves... This thing is rather difficult to control when it's like this, because the only form of control I have is the control module. Is the unmanned command pod. Not that that matters. Okay, so... We're gonna just decelerate until we hit the planet. Goodbye, Kerbsat. So long. And the camera adjusts, because we are now gonna... Yeah, just boost this thing into the planet. That's all there is to it. We could even be fancy and go for water and shit. Goodbye, Kerbsat. Good luck on your mission. And in we go. We're going to be hitting re-entry at some point. There we go. Now, this is pretty much when this thing would just explode if it... Yeah. 2,000 meters per second. It's dead. Anything is dead. Yeah, we go to the Space Center. You are in flight. Well, I guess we're riding this thing all the way down, everybody. It won't be a very long trip. Let's accelerate. That was pretty loud, too, as far as it goes. So, yeah. Good work, everybody. That's our first successful... We orbited, we left a satellite... We didn't doom any Kerbals to die. That comes later. I like leaving things and having them stay there, which is why satellites and stations and shit appeal to me. Although, of course, your saves keep getting wiped, because this game is still in alpha. It's hard to believe. It's already cooler than, like, most actual games that are out commercially. If we focus on Kerbsat, we can even get... like, information on the Kerbsat. That's pretty cool. No crew. Situation, orbiting. Yep. Oh, we also forgot to do something else that's pretty simple. We could plant a flag at Kerbal Space Command and do all that. Let's see how quickly we can do that, because this design works well. New design. Jebediah. I'm tempted to leave Jebediah in a thing somewhere so that he doesn't interfere with my plans, but Jebediah. He doesn't even need to get out. This thing can just fucking roll to the destination. Where is it going? I don't know. This way. Go, Jeb. Jeb continues in his customary not giving any fucks at all. Crew report from the ground. I loved how you could get data from that. That was great. EVA, Jeb. Let's go. Also, apparently they fixed the endlessly tumbling Kerbals. I'll believe that when I see it. Yeah, jetpack still doesn't work on Kerbin. Boss, why are we doing this? 'Cause I say so, of course. This is a far cry from when you would just sink into the ground. Okay, plant the flag. This is Kerbal Space Command. Buzz Lightyear, Star Command. Or was it Space Command? I don't remember anymore. I still just picture the Kerbal Space Program like the fucking Recon Corps. How do I get rid of this tooltip? Okay, you just right-click on it. You can take down the... There we go. That's cool. Can we get back in our ship? It looks like we parked it in the right place. Wow. Surface sample. Good work, team. I'll send up other stuff like satellites, junk. You know, simple things like shit, I could even mock something up like right now. A tiny little communications relay thing, which is like what we did last time, but it's going to be even more cool with the addition of some parts. This thing will truly not need much to get into orbit. The main thing will be... Let me do something like that, The main thing is we want to have some battery power. And there's like a perfect size battery fit for it. And... these... What's that? Xenon gas ion engines? I'm pretty sure I've shown these off before, but they're still wicked cool. Wicked cool. We'll do this configuration on it. Yeah, there we go. That's even... Those solar panels are gigantic, considering the probe we're launching. That's really all we need. Well, we need a communications antenna, because this is just a standard, like a relay, basically. We just bounce signals off it. Placing that antenna, by the way, is really annoying on most spacecraft. And we'll put... negative... What's a negative... What's a positive gravioli, come to think of it? Whatever. Okay, that's all we need. And... a decoupler, perhaps? Or do we even... What does the asparagoid lifter give us? Yeah, that gives us... Okay, we're ready to go again. I feel like there should be an adapter for that. Damn it. Actually, I feel like there is an adapter for that. No, that would cause problems. What we'd have to do is that, and then, is there an adapter from that to the small parts? I haven't used all these things before, so you know. That might do. Do that, and then is there a small... That looks like it makes a little more sense. I like it. I like that in my spacecraft usually. I like it to make some form of... Ooh, what we could do... Largest available. That's not what we want. What we could do is put a tiny little midget docking clamp on it, or docking port on it, which is in utility. Yeah, the Clampatron Junior is what we're looking for. Clampatron Senior. I do enjoy this game's sense of humor as well. We put a Clampatron... I don't know if this will work. might. Okay. No, actually, that would... Well... Okay, we're getting a little too complicated here. I just want to do another satellite. This should do it without leaving any mess in it, maybe? Because there aren't any small separator parts. Actually, wait. Stack separator. Well, then what's that? Oh, that's a stack decoupler. Oh, that's actually what we want, yeah. So yeah, that's literally the exact thing we want. Okay. So that should be fully capable of getting into space. It doesn't need to cart around the science lab, so it can be extra teeny tiny. We can deploy the ion engine, which I think is really ultra cool. This is an unnecessarily huge rocket for this. We do need to confirm one thing, though. Decouple, and then which... Okay, now we're controlling from the probe. I guess we can just wobble it over, right? Does that count as a piece of debris? Why is it staying stable? Oh, it's... That's weird. It should be able to separate. Well, I know one solution to that. Actually... That'll do it. Right? What is going on? Have I just ruined everything? Apparently, yeah, we're not controlling anything anymore. Welp. Revert to launch. Let's try that again. I think that could have... I think both sides were really at fault here. I'm sure Barack Obama did something just as bad. Okay, step one, decouple that. Step two, yeah, they share the staging, kinda. That should do it, yeah, there we go. I gave it a bit of tilt this time. Now see, what's wrong? Is this obstructed? Oh no, it's just the weakest thing ever. It's literally so weak. This thing did detach, right? It is gonna pop off, right? I sure hope it does, because we got no fucking control anymore. In our attempts to over-engineer something... we may have failed. Okay, well there's a simple solution to this. Alright, and we're back, and hopefully this thing works. I mean, this time I'm gonna do it more how I did it, which is let the atmosphere slow us down to hell, and then this is... we've already got 100,000. We'll do 100,000 with this one. The orbit's a little wonked out. We can hopefully fix that while we're burning. 98, 140. That's not gonna do any. 150 and 150. Actually, that's fine. I mean, the risk of orbital collision, like the odds of that actually legit happening, are kind of funny. 150 for that, and that'll keep us out of the atmosphere. Okay, that's fine. Is there a possible way we could... actually, we'll do what we want. Okay, cool. 151, 98. That'll keep us out of the atmosphere. So these things are about to go. So our estimates on when we actually need to do this are wonk to hell. Are we in time acceleration? No. This thing just doesn't want to answer to the helm because it's still a big bastard. Come on. Yeah, our calculations are going to be fucked to hell, so let's just do it. Burn off this last little bit of fuel. Actually, the vectored engine helps us maneuver, so hey. Yeah, there we go. Now we re-estimated when we needed to do the burn. That should help, though. Now we're a little on the other problem. Okay. Fuck it, that's good enough. Anyhow, this will give us orbit. The tiniest itsy-weetsy payload ever. And the wimpiest... The ion engine's very wimpy, that's the thing. Is this really going to get us what we need to do? Oh god, we passed it so long ago, yeah. We might fall out of the sky. That'd be unfortunate. We're just going to burn like a piece of shit and see if we fall. Eesh. There we go, okay. We can adjust some things. We do a teeny-weeny burn on this end. Hopefully it's a little easier to control this thing now. Not really. How did this thing get 10 times harder to control? Oh, because we don't have the extra reaction wheel. This thing has just that wimpy little thing and that's it. So yeah, it's really hard to steer this piece of shit. Other than that, though, it's a great launch. And once we get it going up to a high rate of speed, we gotta stop it. Because, you know, Newton and shit. Yeah, let's just bring her in. Okay, let's see what this does. Go to 150 and boom. And then we should be wanting to face... Actually, we can plan a maneuver from here. Spin that out a bit to 143... 150, 149... 149... Whoop. That's fine. Either of those. 150, 150. Wow. Yeah, I guess we want to run in the middle. Okay, so... We'll just line ourselves up to execute that burn, and then we'll do a bit of time acceleration. The time compression. I gotta go watch the Spoony One's review of Final Fantasy VIII. It's been a while. It feels like time acceleration does weird things to my spaceship. It like suspends its movement in some weird manner. Anyhow, we've effectively achieved victory at this point. So the only thing I could manage to do now is screw us over, although that's not also too likely. Just get ready for a nice gentle burn. We'll go with 1 second, that's fine. Not looking good. Not looking perfect, but I'm cool with that. I'm totally cool with that. Okay, now... We'll control the craft from here. Decouple that, bam! There we go. Get rid of that maneuver. and give a little cough to test the engine. Okay, there we go. The engine works. Yay. Now let's go back to that, and we kind of messed things up. Not really, though. We'll be fine. Let's just get this thing turned around, and we'll burn back and deorbit it. Okay, I didn't manage to destroy everything somehow, because that does occasionally happen. And look, we have this... We didn't even need the transfer stage on this one, because our payload was so puny. I'm pretty happy with this. This has the slightest bit of wonk to it, but oh man, it's good enough. It's way better than real life where you have to take into account like a billion variables. The only problem is now this thing has one reaction thing, and it's this. So you can imagine it's hard to get this bastard going at all the way you want it to. Fuck it, this way will bring us down. Oh, vectored engine too. Should have thought of that. And we're actually going to hit it right in the middle of the ocean, which is also pretty, you know, kind of us. Whoosh. Goodbye. Yeah, that's pretty guaranteed to smack us into something. Smack us into the ground, rather. We're definitely going to the ground. They'll smack us into the ocean. That's good. Yeah, orbital mechanics are a little weird, but once you learn it, that's fine. Then you're fine. Meanwhile... we'll just call this CurbSat 2. Bye, guys. 150, 150. Haha! This thing is tiny, so even such a small thing as me giving that ion engine the little cough to test whether it works was enough to propel us forever. This thing could probably get to the moon like this. In fact, I'd be willing to bet money I could get this thing to the moon. That'd be an interesting challenge. I don't think I've seen anyone do something like that. Let's see if we... Whoa. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not gonna mess with a good thing. I'm just gonna enjoy it. 2 probes. You're the CurbSat 2. There we go. Notice the faster our orbit, the lower we are. Now you can even see that if we look at how fast we're going around, but that's cool. Now what? Well, now we start making preparations for a space station, which is... I've never done the docking thing before. We'll have to do some trials and get, you know, training for the real docking maneuver before we can, like, try to build a space station, because it's kind of dependent on the multiple parts thing. I suppose you wouldn't need it? Even so, though, I don't know. In any case, this game is awesome, and it keeps getting better with every update. That's the thing. There was a time when there was no planets, no unmanned parts, no electrical charge. It was just Kerbal. You'd even have the map view. Which is like, think about how indispensable, like, everyone finds that feature. Anyhow, I'll just... Oh, one more thing. Extend the thing. Just because, there we go, now it's relaying data, or maybe we're about to fire a super weapon on the planet, I don't know. In any case, not bad. I wonder if we could get... Well, yeah, let's start getting ready for our docking trials right now. And we're gonna need to train our Kerbonauts on how to dock correctly. So for this, we're gonna take... Okay, the first one is really basic. We're gonna send up 2 craft with docking ports. We're gonna manufacture a rendezvous. We're gonna have them dock, and then undock, and then just deorbit. Simple as can be. And for this one, we'll probably be using the Clampatron Jr. There we go. Clampatron Jr. And we'll be training our Kerbonauts. And we will be using the radio-mounted parachutes to ensure they can get home in one piece. 2 should be plenty. Because alternately we put the docking ports in some weird area, but man, fuck that. And okay, since we're actually going to be docking, we need a few things. We need... that, first of all, for safety. We need inline control. We need RCS. More of it, the better. It just makes your life so much better. I go without it in a lot of situations, but when you're docking, it's just one of those things you gotta have. The RCS tank we want to use is not the Gigantor. No, just the regular RCS tank. That should be okay for now, hopefully. We could do 2 in case we need it, considering this thing is literally just there to dock. And we will need some conventional... Actually, screw that. Time to man mode. If we run out, we'll deal, but we shouldn't have to. And we'll just do... the less mass we have to deal with, the better. So this should be fine. And just a standard... thrust vectoring will also help us guide ourselves in case. Nuclear engines would be cool to try. I haven't played with them very much. Let's see. Okay, we take that, we put a decoupler on it. We don't need to make it... oh, right, battery powers. We'll stick with these for this one, I mean. We should be fine. Might even want to put oh, screw it, we'll put them down here. And, again, these don't really rate RTGs in my opinion. We'll just stick them with solar panels. Okay, and... why do I feel like I'm forgetting something? I could probably just ignore that feeling. Okay, that always goes well. basically... Docking, craning, draft. Okay. Basically, this is just because I've never done a successful dock. I think I know how to do it, but we may need a few attempts here. I'm sure the Kerbals are thrilled. Just simple as all can be. And then we attach the subassembly into it, and this is all we should need. This payload might be a bit heavier than what we're used to. No, it's about the same as what we lifted last time, and we had plenty to spare for that. We might not even need to worry at this point. Let me check. Okay, yeah, we should be golden. I keep forgetting to turn off the settings for my... Or I keep forgetting to turn down the volume of, like, ship parts. Which I guess would be special effects, because this is too loud. So we'll be right back, and then we'll start the launch.